Hello and welcome to Euro Football Daily. I'm back and today we're looking at 5 ridiculous moves which should never have been allowed to go ahead. 5. Rúben Neves. He may seem like he's been around forever, but Portugal and Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder Rúben Neves is still yet to turn 21. The youngest player ever to captain a team in the Champions League, Neves made the shock switch to the Midlands in summer of 2017, with his childhood club Porto needing the £16 million fee to clear their debt. It was initially feared that the slight playmaker could struggle in a more physical league, but Neves' class has shown from the start. Exceptional on the ball, the youngster plays around 60 passes a game, that's more than Christian Eriksen, and a huge 65% of those go forward, helping Wolves score more goals than any other Championship side so far this campaign. And these aren't simple 5-yard passes either, with Neves currently sitting 9th in the division for completed long balls and the only outfield player among the top 17. He also helps out on the defensive end too, with 3.4 tackles and interceptions per 90 minutes, and despite his tender age, he has none of the rashness of other young players. We're looking at you, Dele Alli. Committing around 1 foul per match, Neves has seen yellow only 6 times in 21 appearances so far this term, and has made just 1 defensive error, that's the same as Fernandinho. All this makes it even stranger that Neves was willing to join Wolves and that nobody else took a punt on him. With Liverpool, Man City, Monaco and RB Leipzig all looking to bolster their options in the middle, the Portuguese shouldn't be at Molineux too much longer, and Wolves look certain to return to the top flight. 4. Kelechi Iheanacho. We at Football Daily were always in favour of Kelechi Iheanacho getting out of Manchester in 2017. The talented Nigerian had played under 1,400 league minutes for the Citizens over the previous 2 seasons, but had still racked up 12 goals and 4 assists for the club. Remarkable numbers for anyone, let alone a 20-year-old. The forward attracted a £25 million bid from a Premier League team, but unfortunately for Iheanacho, it was Leicester who came in for him. They're a side whose success has come in a counter-attacking setup, pretty much the polar opposite to a player trained in City's possession-style football. The Foxes also had a surplus of strikers on the books, with Vardy, Okazaki, Ulloa, Slimani and Musa all vying for a spot in the 11 already. As a result, Kelechi has played under 300 minutes in the Premier League and is yet to score or assist for the club. Where he previously created a chance every 50 minutes, this season he's managed it just 128 minutes. Where he previously took a shot every 27 minutes, he now gets one off every 85 minutes. Hardly the figures you want from a marquee £25 million signing. It didn't really help that Leicester went on a poor run to begin the campaign, winning 1 and losing 4 of their opening 8 games and scoring only 8 in that time. That form saw manager Craig Shakespeare get the chop, and the arrival of Claude Puel should help Iheanacho rediscover his form. Whilst Leicester averaged 44% possession in 16-17 season, Puel's Southampton had over 53%, and that's the 7th highest in the league. They also took 15 shots a game to Leicester's 11. Now, still just 21, there's plenty of time for Iheanacho to play his way into the boss's good books. And with Nigeria heading to the World Cup next summer and the striker netting 8 goals in 13 international appearances, he could even find himself with a new suitor in 2018. 3. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Going into the 17-18 season, Liverpool needed a central midfielder with good passing and defensive skills. So of course, they bought Arsenal wide man Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who at that point had played just 16 games in the centre of the park in his entire career. The move made no sense for anyone. Arsenal lost depth on the flanks and a player who was just starting to click in the wing-back role. Liverpool spent £40 million on someone they didn't need, and Oxlade-Chamberlain turned down higher wages and a starting berth with the Gunners to sit on the Anfield bench. This is not to say Oxlade-Chamberlain is a bad player by any stretch. He's got 2 goals and 7 assists for Arsenal in the 16-17 campaign and completed a massive 3.5 dribbles per game. But Jurgen Klopp wants to build a possession-based team, and that requires players who are good on the ball. This season, the Ox has made just 32 passes a game, with only 15 going forward. Wijnaldum, meanwhile, plays 45 passes a game, Emre Can 64 and Jordan Henderson 80. all with a higher completion percentage than Oxlade-Chamberlain's 81%. And he can't get into the team on the wings either. Mane and Salah have combined for 18 goals and 6 assists in the league, and as a result, 10 of the Ox's 15 appearances for Liverpool have come from the bench. With Naby Keita arriving next summer and Coutinho and Lallana preferred in attacking midfield, the only possible route into the lineup would be in Henderson's role. And that's unlikely, or in the right back position the Englishman left Arsenal to avoid. Under 4 months into his time in Liverpool, the 24-year-old already looks like a costly error. 2. Fabio Borini. Quite what prompted newly rich AC Milan to add Fabio Borini to the Champions League project this year is difficult to work out. The striker is already 26 years old and has scored just 31 league goals in his entire career at a rate of 1 every 5 games. In 16-17, Borini himself struggled to get into a historically bad Sunderland team and scored just twice in 26 appearances. But this term, he's lining up with €38 million Andre Silva, Leonardo Bonucci and Hakan Çalhanoğlu. So far, the Italian has featured in 14 of Milan's 17 Serie A matches, but yet hasn't scored. That's perhaps unsurprising given that the forward is taking just 1 shot from inside the box per game, barely more than Man City's centre-back, Nicolas Otamendi. More remarkable is the fact that he's registered 3 league assists, the joint best record at the club, despite producing just a single chance per game, fewer than the Rossoneri defensive midfielder Lucas Biglia or fullback Abate. As for dribbling, Borini seems to be wise enough not to attempt it at all. He completes a take-on once every 2 games, that's less than Jan Vertonghen, but he does make up for his lack of dynamism with a high defensive work rate. Perhaps recognising that he's lucky to be at Milan at all, Borini is winning possession back for his side 2.6 times per match, showing a commitment to the cause which must please interim coach and tackle enthusiast Gennaro Gattuso. However, with a strike rate worthy of a goalkeeper, we don't think Borini is long for the San Siro. 1. Yannick Ferreira Carrasco. Our final entry is not someone who should have stayed, but someone who should have left. Yannick Ferreira Carrasco was heavily linked with an Atletico exit in the summer, with Chelsea reportedly offering the Belgian a whopping 5-year contract and Bayern considering him as a Ribery replacement. Los Rojiblancos decided to keep the wide man, but he's been a peripheral figure in their campaign so far, playing just 600 minutes, that's 42% of those available, with Thomas Partey and Angel Correa moving ahead of him in the pecking order. However, in that limited time on the field, he's grabbed 3 goals and 3 assists, meaning he's involved in a goal every 101 minutes, an improvement on 161 minutes last year. If he had joined the Blues, Carrasco would likely have taken Pedro's place, and compared to the 30-year-old, he looks even more impressive. He only takes 2.7 shots a game to Pedro's 3, but 50% of Carrasco's attempts come from inside the box, whilst only a quarter of the Spaniard's efforts are from the same area. Both create around 1.8 chances a game, but the former Monaco man is a much better dribbler. Completed a massive 4 take-ons per 90, the second best record in the league after Leo Messi. Simeone has also improved the winger's defensive work rate. He wins the ball back 1.5 times a match, more than any other Chelsea attacker except Willian, and at 24, he's coming into his prime, whilst Pedro and the Brazilian are both approaching the twilight of their careers. However, having spent the last 2 years as a rotation player, Carrasco might prefer a side where he can be an undisputed starter. And with Arsenal, Dortmund and the Milan teams likely to be after attackers in the summer, a big payday could be in his future. So that was Patrick van Straten's 5 transfers that never should have happened. If you want to send him abuse, hit him up on Twitter. And if you want more great content, why not check out Stat Wars? Hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.